A New York, a doctor first and a Georgia Republican second. He's my guest now out of Atlanta. How you doing, sir? And good morning.
Great, Bill.
Should Tim Geithner go?
Good morning. Absolutely, Bill. Absolutely. He should never have been confirmed in the first place. I mean, this guy failed to pay, what was it, $40,000 of his income tax, and yet got confirmed by the Senate. And it's unbelievable, even when he announced that he was probably going to step aside after we raised the debt ceiling, that in the midst of this fiasco and the downgrade, which he said would not happen if we raised the debt ceiling, he said absolutely would not happen. The president calls him up and says, "Timmy, you're doing a great job. Won't you stay on until the end of 2012? I think he needs to go, and he needs to go now. He is the last of the economic team of President Obama, and they were a dismal failure, and he led that team, so I call for his immediate resignation
he was on
or dismissal.
Yeah, he was on one of the business networks last night, and not necessarily addressing that direct question, but suggesting that this whole debt debate is what has dragged us even lower. Just roll this, and I'll ask you about it.
They, like many people, looked at this terrible debate we've had over the past 3 months, should the U.S. default or not. Really a remarkable thing for a country like the United States, and that was very damaging. And I think it led people to wonder whether this political system was going to be up to the challenges facing the country. It caused a lot of damage, and that's going to take a long time to heal that damage. And you know, John, Congress ultimately owns the credit rating of the United States. They have the power of the purse under the Constitution, and they're going to have a chance now to earn back the confidence of investors around the world.
And we also have a long way to go, sir, as you
well
know. Here is what the
White
White House is saying, though. The White House is saying if you get rid of Geithner now, you're in for a bruising Senate confirmation that will send the markets or perhaps the economy into a further tailspin. Do you buy that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, but this is a guy that said, let's kill the messenger. We don't like the message, so let's try to discredit Standard & Poor's. They evaluate the sovereign debt of, what is it, Bill, 60 different countries. And I trust David Beers a lot more than I trust David Axelrod. Now, having said this, getting rid of Geithner is not going to solve the problem. I think you just get rid of incompetence and you try to replace him with somebody better. But we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to come together and do a better job than we did. I think we've got to have a balanced budget amendment. Quite honestly, I like that 1 cent solution, Connie Mack, the 1% Debt Reduction Act of 2011. Over the next 6 years, you cut the spending 1% per year across the budget. You know, you can hold off on entitlements until appropriate, but in 2017, you get to 18% spending as a percentage of GDP, and you balance the budget, and then you start really reducing that debt. So there are a number of things that we can do if we can work together, and that's the reason why Standard & Poor's downgraded us. They don't think we can work together.
Among many other things, though, the political situation was not the only thing they cited. There were 9 or 10 things on that list. Phil Gingrey, thank you for your time. The Georgia Republican out of Atlanta. You got it.
Thanks.
What do you think? Did we deserve